Everyone that's flown in a helicopter, would you want to fly again? And let me see a raise of hands if you would fly in a helicopter again. Okay, fantastic. That's good to know. My name is Leavitt. I'm from Boca Raton, Florida. I'm up here as the most recent winner of the Sikorsky Innovation Entrepreneurial Challenge. This was a 6-month process in which we submitted an executive summary and a pitch deck to Sikorsky. Came up here, got to pitch in front of a number of their executives and other partners within the ecosystem up here. And since then, since winning, we've gotten a lot of really cool ink. We showed up at Aviation Week, the Miami Herald, a number of local newspapers, Boca Raton Magazine, and what we're here to do is not necessarily solve the traffic congestion issue, but to provide an alternative mode of transport around the traffic congestion issue. So by the year 2020, you're going to see an additional 7 hours of delay added to your commute. And what does that mean? Up here in New York, you're seeing about 54 hours that you're stuck in traffic a year total. In South Florida, it's around 45 hours. In California, it's around 79 hours. So you can imagine that as population increases and the infrastructure is not getting any better, the traffic congestion is only going to get worse. So why not share a helicopter and fly over it all? People don't think, hey, I'm going to use a helicopter to get from here to Long Island, but why not do that for shorter commutes? The reality is a lot of people think that it's very cost prohibitive, and it really is, but there are many classes of aircraft that not many people are aware of that they can access and share, and it's comparable to a limo. So what we're doing here is making helicopter travel more affordable and accessible as an alternative mode of transport. What we are is a vertical lift focused tech travel company that's innovating at the intersection of mobile, logistics, and reservation distribution technologies. So what does that mean? Right now there's a very fragmented helicopter industry that's very competitive, and their costs are high because they don't have very much volume of trips. So what they need is they need global distribution. But what's the best way to do that? Well, so Uber has proven that they can use mobile apps to coordinate town cars. So why can't we apply that same type of model to helicopters that are moving around and constantly having a different location? So what we decided to do was, well, actually let me step back. If you were somebody that wanted to book a helicopter right now, you wouldn't know where to start. You'd begin to call around and you'd have to compare your options, just like back in the day. I have a bunch of quotes in front of you, you have to figure it out. There's no one-stop shop. You don't know what your pricing options are, and most of the time you're paying for an aircraft that you don't need. You're getting quoted on a Bell 407 or a Sikorsky S76 when you only needed a Bell 206 to get the job done and be comfortable. So the operators have similar issues. They have their fixed costs. There's a bad economy, so no one's thinking they can justify using a helicopter, and there's no marketing distribution. So what we decided to do was put a booking tool database in place and allow people to invite others to their flight. And once they were happy with their per seat price, then they went ahead and booked it. So we've ran some cycles through this prototype, which I'm going to show you a picture of, and we've learned a lot through those cycles. We've learned where we need to improve it, user interface issues, and things like that. So the example I like to give is, Porco and I, we want to go play golf at the Doral in South Florida. We're up in West Palm Beach. We know that I-95 is a mess. So I invite Matt through Facebook, and he invites Phil through LinkedIn. They come back to the booking, they join the booking, and now the per seat price just went from $550 per seat round trip down to $250 per seat round trip. So you can kind of get the idea. And so as the per seat price goes down, they now have the option to upgrade their helicopter type, and their per seat price was still going down. So the way we do this is we start to break it down into different categories of aircraft. There's the economy class, which we call Ecolux. There's Deluxe, Ultralux, and there's actually a Superlux category, but I really don't see the market using that just yet. So as we break this down and we invite people to join these flights, the per seat price goes down, but we're able to increase our margin. So we're able to make money and incentivize also the customer to invite others to their flight. So they end up doing the word of mouth marketing for us. So an example of this is, say there's 1 hour flight time. That would be West Palm Beach down to Miami. And in this example up here, I would assume it'd be like from here to Philadelphia, something along those lines. 1 hour flight time there and back. So here's an example of what the per seat price looks like each time someone joins the flight at these various categories.
30 seconds.
So we're changing the public perception. We're enabling collaborative consumption. We're distributing aircraft through packaging and global distribution. And we're reducing costs of operation by allowing economies of scale and increasing efficiencies. So by enabling the rideshare market, we're going to allow helicopters to be accessed by not only the 0.5% of the world, but 10% of the world will now have access to helicopter transport. Some of these customers, we look at 3 major segments. The guys that are on the bachelor party, the couples that meet on a cruise and they want to extend the fun on their vacation, or the jet setter type that wants to just get around by helicopter. Then you've got the executive traveler that can afford the larger aircraft, but then you also have the person that wants the convenience of the aircraft but can't necessarily afford the larger aircraft.
That's time.
All right, so I guess I didn't practice that 5 minutes very well, but if you have any questions, I'll take it.